Tip Lewis and His Lamp, Chapter 14, Part 2. "Do you think there's anything very surprising in that?" asked Mr. Minturn coolly. "Surprising? I guess you'd think so. Why, when his father's talking to him real soberly, he mimics him and laughs right in his face. But I shouldn't suppose you would think there was anything strange about that." The boys looked puzzled. "Why, Mr. Minturn," said Ellis, "wouldn't you think it strange if Howard should do so?" "Well, no, I don't know that I should have any reason to be astonished." Howard looked not only surprised, but very much hurt. "I'm sure, father," he said in a voice which trembled a little, "I didn't know I was so rude to you as all that." "No," said Mr. Minturn, "you never have been, but I rather expect you to commence. I shall have no reason to be surprised if you and Alice and Will Bailey and a host of others all go to making fun of what your fathers say to you after this." The boys seemed perfectly astonished. "I, for one," said Ellis Holbrook proudly, "think too much of my father to be in any such danger." "You do?" said Mr. Minturn. "Well, now, I am amazed. I supposed you would be the very worst one." Howard left the table and came over to where his father had seated himself. "Father, what do you mean?" he asked in an earnest, anxious tone. "Why, I mean," said his father, "that I was in that room over there just before tea, and I heard the discussion which came up between you boys, and I came to the conclusion that boys who thought it such a little matter to make fun of solemn words which God has said to them need not be expected to show much respect for what their father or anybody else said." A perfect stillness settled over the boys at these words, and not only Ellis Holbrook's cheeks but his whole face glowed. Howard came to the rescue at last, very stammeringly. "But, father, I don't think... do you think... well, sir, you know Ellis and the rest of us didn't mean to make fun of what God said. Don't you think that makes a difference?" "I don't know, I'm sure. How do you know that Joe Barnes means to make fun of what his father says?" "Well, he acts like it," Howard said. "Exactly. And so do you. Every one of you except Tip. I don't say, boys, that you are all going to be disrespectful to your elders after this. I only say I don't see why your earthly friends should expect more reverence from you than you give to God." Boys and man were all silent for a little after that, until Mr. Minturn broke the silence by repeating reverently, "Enter ye in at the strait gate." I guess you all know what that means. I would like to know whether there is a boy here who thinks he has entered in at that gate. How still the room was while he waited for his answer. Tip could feel his heart throb, with loud, distinct beats. Twice he tried to break the silence and couldn't. At last he found his voice. "I do, sir." Mr. Minturn turned quickly. "What makes you think so, Tip?" "Because I love Jesus, and I'm trying to do what he says." Mr. Minturn's voice trembled a little. "God bless you, my boy. Try to get all the rest to go through that same gate." The town clock struck the hour, 9 o'clock. The boys made a move to separate. Tip took his cap and walked out alone in the cold, clear starlight. He felt quiet and strong. It was done at last. He had taken his stand before the boys. He had shown his colors. They all knew now that he was trying hard and who was helping him. Things must surely be different after this, forever. End of Part 2.